Hey guys, welcome to Albie Dram. We're creating a little series here of bottles that you can find a little easier than their allocated counterparts. So we're doing a little comparison to see how well 107 from Weller compares to the Maker's Mark Cask Strength.
So this one made sense to me to compare because $50-ish and allocated. $50-ish, easy to find everywhere. This is basically impossible to find unless you live in Texas or Ohio or something. So 107 proof. This one in particular is 112.7, I believe. So some of these come in a closer like 108, 109. So proof's going to be a little bit different. As far as mash bills go, we don't know what Weller is. I would suspect, since it's Buffalo Trace, a lot of times what they'll do when they do their wheated mash bills, they'll just substitute the wheat for the rye. So I would suspect this is still heavy corn, a little bit of wheat, some malted barley.
What about age statements?
6-ish, we don't know. Undisclosed, but 6 to 8. Probably a little more age on this one. This one's rumored to be about 6.
Okay.
On the mash bill on this one, you got 70 corn, 16 on the wheat, and 14 on the malted barley. So as far as comparison-wise, I would suspect they're going to be pretty similar.
There's not a lot of difference.
No,
in
there's
those.
not. I'm getting some cherry maybe up front on the
Weller.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little more caramel, I think, on the Makers.
I get a little oak on the nose on the Makers.
Do you?
Those are really close. I think the 107 is a little better. You can definitely taste the proof difference in the Makers, though, for sure.
Yeah, it's got a little bit more of a hug.
Yeah.
And I don't know if maybe
know,
that's
man.
a little
Honestly,
more round in it, or maybe. I don't know.
I think on the palate, the Weller is better, but the finish I'm liking more on the Makers.
It's a longer finish on the Makers.
And that could be the proof.
Right.
But there's...
But as a comparison, because that's what we're trying to do is apples to apples.
If you
That's pretty damn close.
really like Weller, and you're like, okay, I can't find this 107, which, by the way, we kind of all agree that the 107 is probably the best of the Weller.
Yeah. No, 100%.
So if you can't find that, and you can get the Maker's Cask Strength, which you probably can because it seems to be readily available everywhere, I would say this is a pretty close. I mean, it's not exactly the same, but this is going to give you the same drinking experience.
Yeah. No, I agree. And same price point. Again, you can walk out and pick it up.
It still has good presentation. Cool with the wax strip. Some of these are slam dunk. I think Kyle has one somewhere.
I do.
I think there's one over here somewhere.
There is. It's hiding off camera.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it back there in the corner.
So fun fact about Weller, I don't know if you ever read the back of the bottle. It's actually weird.
Actually, no.
I drink it.
It
I don't
says
read.
Really
this
read
wheated
it.
bourbon became so popular that Weller was forced to put a green thumbprint on the barrels to ensure that customers were receiving the real deal. So he used to have to put his thumbprint on the barrel.
Cool.
just to-
Theft.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So we're going to throw out a fun fact for Makers. Do you know how they determined their mash bill when they were first starting?
Oh, I do.
Tell for the kids playing at home.
So obviously grain used to be, and still not super cheap, relatively expensive to come by. It's also real expensive to distill and then wait 6 years to see if you like it. So they made bread. And they made, I don't remember how many recipes they ran through, but they picked their favorite bread recipe out of the grains that they
I
had.
feel like it was a lot. Like
Yeah, it was like
130
it was a
or
bunch.
something.
130, yeah. Isn't that where they got the name for Maker's 46? That was a 46 batch of
I
bread?
believe so.
Right.
So that's how they determined. It was just
Maybe they should have done that for travelers.
Oops.
But since it's travelers, would you make it like on the road, like cook it under your hood or something?
Yeah, or
In an RV oven
it's
as
like
you're moving.
As you're
They
moving.
would get Lance packing nabs to make them.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it would kind of depend on the day, but I could prefer either one of these.
Yeah.
Depending on the mood.
But if
Like if
just
you're
say
horny,
you
which
never
one are you
see
drinking?
this, but you wanted this one, you wanted this type or this flavor profile, like you could always go for this and almost get there with
Honestly,
the
you could probably give someone a pour of this and tell them it's Weller, and unless they're just an absolute, savant or something, they're probably not going to notice the difference. It's similar enough.
We should try it on somebody.
I was just that's what I was thinking. I'm like, do we need to have an empty 107, which I think we have,
I've got a few.
and just
We can have one here in
dump
a minute.
Maker's Cask in it,
Yeah,
and just
get one that's a little closer to proof,
wreak havoc.
108 or something.
I think for most people though, they're not gonna notice
I don't think
because
so.
I don't know that I would have noticed the difference if I wasn't drinking them back to back. Like if you just sit down with a 112, I don't think I'm gonna be like, I thought this is
Right.
a little high for 107.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and I'm not saying the Maker's is necessarily better. But
I'm
it's
not
damn,
saying
it's
it's
a lot
close.
closer than it should be.
Yeah.
it's close enough to where you don't have to sell a kidney to get a Weller 107.
Yeah.
You can just go to the liquor store and buy a Maker's.
Yeah, because I mean, let's be
And wipe the
realistic.
dust off of it.
Let's be realistic. You can get 107. It's out there.
Yeah,
for
if you wanna pay-
$100
yeah,
a
if you
bottle.
pay double what its retail is, then you can get it.
And just the disclaimer: we did not support the secondary market.
Yeah.
No.
This was bought at retail.
Yes. So, if you like 107, we do think the Maker's Cask strength is a good comparable. I don't want to say
Bottle option.
replacement, but a side bottle, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This could be your daily if you can't get this all the time.
Yep, agreed. So make sure you like and subscribe to the videos. If you have any other suggestions of what we need to try, please let us know in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.